Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to the Alpha Girl Confidence Podcast. I'm your host, Shay Haddo, and you're listening to episode 209. So as you can tell by the title, this episode is for parents. So if you're an athlete listening, go grab your parents because this is for them, and I think you will be thrilled to hear and to have your parents listen to this episode. So parents, this episode is all about the best way that you can help your daughter become more confident, become stronger, develop better habits, become more motivated, all of the things that you want your daughter to be able to do and improve is going to be covered in this episode. And it's really, 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 really simple. And that is to model the behavior. Here's the thing. If you are a parent or a caretaker and you want your daughter to talk more kindly to herself, to have better self-talk, how are you talking to yourself? Because if you're talking to yourself like you don't like yourself very much, then your daughter is probably going to talk to herself the same way. I have parents say this to me all the time. My kids never listen to me. Yeah, kids don't listen to their parents. I never listen to my parents either. But guess what? I did watch them. I didn't listen to them, but I watched them. So your kids will do what you do, not what you say. So often parents will come to me and ask, how do I help my daughter become more confident? Well, how you help your daughter become more confident is by working on you, right? The only way that you can help your daughter to be confident isn't by shoving things in her face, isn't by having her go out and do training, isn't by, saying affirmations to her and telling her she's the greatest thing ever. It's by you taking responsibility for your behavior, your actions. It really does start with the parents. And so let's relay this into the 4 pillars of really Alpha Girl Confidence now, and the 4 pillars of my new program, Beyond the Athlete, which are connection to self, connection to body, connection to nature, and connection to others. So if we are to relate these 4 pillars to, okay, how can I as a parent better model these behaviors for my daughter so that she can become stronger, so that she can become more confident, more emotionally and physically and mentally resilient, have more fun, and also relate to others better? How can I do that? How can I model this behavior for my kids? Number 1, let's talk about connection to self. Connection to self is all about how you relate to yourself, how you feel about yourself when you're by yourself. So if you want your daughter to feel confident and to talk nicely to herself and have a great relationship to herself, I want you to really take a look inward and say, how is my relationship with myself? How am I portraying my relationship with myself to my daughter? Am I talking kindly about myself, or am I kind of berating myself and then expecting my daughter to go and do something different? So connection to self is everything. To be honest, I don't know if this is going to sound cheesy or not, but I don't know about you. I love me some cheese. If you want to change the world, and this is something that I learned in myself, if I want to make a huge impact on girl athletes, if you want to make a huge impact in your kids' lives, the best way to go about it is to go and change your internal world. You help other people by first helping yourself. So I learned that as a coach, that if I am not doing what I say, then it's not going to make an impact. The best way that I can help the girls that I work with is by getting so in tune with myself, with my body, with my surroundings, and to be the best person that I can possibly be, which is my goal every single day, is to be the best that I can possibly be, number 1 for myself, and number 2 for the girls that I work with. So that's number 1, is connection to self. How are you relating and connecting with yourself? And is it congruent to how you want your daughter to connect to herself? Because the most important relationship that you or I or she will ever have is our relationships with ourselves. So that's number 1. Number 2 is connection to body. So physical side of things, right? And connection to body is more than just like the physical, but we'll keep it real simple, right? If you want your daughter to develop healthy habits, for example, what do your habits look like? If you want your daughter to develop healthy movement habits, nutrition habits, just overall healthy habits, what are your habits looking like? The best way to get your daughter to move, to work out, to get off her phone, and to get into life and start to engage with life is to do that yourself. So I think you're starting to see a trend here. So I just want to walk you through and challenge you to think about how you are doing with these things. So connection to body, what do your habits look like? Are you fully in there connecting to your body, making movement an essential part of your life? If not, you probably can't expect your daughter to do the same, which is why connection to body is such a huge part of my programs now, is because that's one of the most important things that I do on a day-to-day basis is movement, is connecting to my body. And so I want to bring that really important value of mine out into the world because I know how important it is. Number 3, connection to nature. So this one, a lot of people won't really understand how important nature is. And I talked about this on the webinar that I did last week. But connection to nature for me is for girls, it's really improving mental health. It's getting off of screens and getting into life, playing, being creative, engaging with life. Instead of being so stuck in this online world, can she get out and actually experience life? And not only will she have more fun, but she'll also have a lot better mental health and a lot more peace and joy in her life if she does. So this is a big one for parents, because if as a family, if your spouse, whatever, if you guys are kind of just on your devices all the time, and that's just the routine of the day, and we're always just in this online space, then of course you can't expect your daughter to get off her phone if you find yourself always doing that as well. So before you can ask your daughter or anyone else in your family, hey, let's go actually engage with life a little bit more, can you yourself go engage with life a little bit more? And that doesn't mean that you got to go ski the Alps and, horseback ride on the Patagonia or anything like that. Can you just go take a walk more often? Can you just go outside and play with the dog outside more? Can you just go sit and do some sun gazing in the morning? Little things like that. Can we connect to nature a little bit more to bring in those incredibly essential habits and lifestyles to our kids? And number 4 is connection to others. So how are you connecting to others? Your neighbors, your coworkers, other parents on the sideline. I'm sure it's really easy to get all heated and defensive on sidelines, right? That's why I do not like going to the youth sports games, because no offense, a lot of parents are pretty crazy and it drives me absolutely insane. So as a powerful leader and role model that you are to your kids, how are you relating to other people? What does your leadership look like within your family? How are you serving other people? How are you treating other people? How are you making an impact in your community? Again, to tie this all together, we cannot expect our kids to be confident, to be strong, to be great leaders and provide great service to the community and have all these great habits if we as the adults and the leaders do not do it ourselves. So whether you want to help impact your daughter's life and change her life, or impact your coworker's life, or anybody, your friends, it starts with you. Again, be the change you want to see in the world. As cheesy as that sounds, it could not be more true. So I hope this episode resonated with you. I know it maybe came off a little bit punchy, and that's just out of my pure passion and desire to help girls become more confident, become stronger, become more resilient. Because to be honest, it starts with you. I can do everything I can do. I can put out all the content. I can have them join my programs. But if you're not doing those things as a parent, then it's going to be a lot harder for her. So that's why I wanted to share this podcast with you, so that we can really lock arms, do this together. And if you do want that support and that high level mentorship for your daughter, as you are doing the things and I am doing the things, and I can work side by side with your daughter, then I invite you to check out our brand new program, Beyond the Athlete, which really focuses on those 4 pillars of connection to self, body, nature, and others. And we got some awesome things inside of this program that I could not be more thrilled about. And I am not going to stop talking about it because that's how excited I am about it. And the impact I know that it can make is absolutely beyond measure. So thank you so much for listening to this episode. If you got a little bit triggered from this episode, good. Being triggered is good. It means there's something there. If you hated this episode and you want to tell me that you hated it, or if you loved it, be sure to let me know as well. I appreciate you checking out the episode. And again, I invite you and your daughter to check out Beyond the Athlete if all of this stuff resonates with you and if you want to help support your daughter in becoming the strongest, most confident, most amazing version of herself. All right, I'll catch you next week. Thanks again for tuning in.